Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on? What's good? How you getting it in? Body getting the fight. What's going on, people? Hope everybody's doing everything as far as this weekend. If you're gonna go out, make sure you're safe. Make sure always keep something on you, that little extra just in case. Always want you to walk within, like I always tell you, walk within God and stuff like that and say a prayer. Always want you to be fruitful, but my thing is this, is that I only can give you information in reference to how I made it this far. Now, I'm not trying to push this on you. I'm not trying to make you do anything you don't want to do. I'm just trying to do things as far as I survive. Always feel as though it is always good food for the soul if you could kind of help people make it along the way a little bit more easier. And for those girls who don't believe in the way I do things, that's okay too, because I respect your story, because you're only telling other people in reference to how you made it, and everybody has a different journey, every girl has a different story. But I'm sharing my story with the girls like me, as far as, just want to survive the best way they can. And every girl has a story, and I want to share that with you. But anyway, the story at hand. Now, we've come to an update in reference to the two trans women that has been murdered, Chyna and Ciara. Okay. Now, this went across the news. Another girl sent this to me and stuff, and I'm going to bring it towards you. Pay it forward. The information as far as being received, so you can get an idea exactly how far of the investigation that's been going on and stuff. So I just want to share this with you. Okay, check this out. New Orleans police investigates killing of two transgender women within 48 hours. Now, the LGBT community in New Orleans is feeling from killing of two transgender women that occurred within 48 hours, a few miles from one another. Now, the first happened on February the 25th at around 8:26 p.m. local time, when responding officer found Chyna Gibson lying responsive in the parking lot between two vehicles and suffered from apparently gunshot wounds on Downman Road in New Orleans. Now, Louisiana police said Gibson was pronounced dead at the scenes, according to the New Orleans Police Department. Now, Gibson, a transgender woman, a drag performer, lived in California and was visiting friends in her native New Orleans when she was gunned down, according to ABC affiliate. Now, the New Orleans Police Department released images of the two people who they believe may have information about Gibson's death. The individuals are not wanted for killing, but only wanted for questioning, police said. 2 days later, and a few miles away on Columbus Street, responding officers found an unknown black trans woman by the name of Ciara McElveen. Now, she was suffering from stab wounds shortly before 9 a.m. local time on February the 27th. The victim was transported to the local hospital, where she later died from her injuries, according to a statement from New Orleans police. And of course, that victim name was Ciara. Now, the police said the video surveillance from the area suggests that the victim arrived in a two-door black Chevrolet Camaro with chrome rims. Witness later told detectives they saw a man in the black car leave the vehicle and remove something from the trunk. The man then walked around to the passenger side, where he apparently stabbed the victim, police said. The victim was removed from the car and fell to the ground. Witness told detectives they then saw the suspect get in the car and drive off. And it said that the New Orleans Police Department releases images of the vehicle of interest. These two vehicles right here. Actually the black vehicle. In connection with the stabbing death. Now, authorities are seeking to speak with the vehicle owner as they believe this individual may have information pertaining to the investigation. Now, police do not believe that the two killings are connected, and detectives don't suspect the victims were targeted because of their gender, according to WGNO. So there was a visual in reference to the passing and stuff, and then people got outside to do, I guess, like a morning service or a celebration of their life as far as them being here. And here's the video footage as far as that. Check this out.
Decide whether you want to be a liberator, a motivator, or an oppressor. And I hope it is a liberator.
Rest in peace, my beautiful sisters. Rest in peace. You're always going to be remembered. God bless you. Okay. All I can say is rest in peace. It's a lot. It's a lot. And these two women, amongst a few others, have really put the community in the uproar. I watched the trans women basically losing it. And the thing about it is that someone sent me something to ask me how I respond. Listen. Every trans woman got here the best way they can. Every woman who lives their truth, making it the best way they can. I don't go against any last one of them because you know why? They're showing you how they made it. They're showing you their story. Everybody said, well, girl, that's not the way you do it. That means I'm just going to come interfere in everything you've been through and tell you, oh, no, that's not how it happened. You're only telling people how you made it. Whether you want to show that you have weapons or any way you want to do, that's on you. Because that's how you made it. And I don't knock how you do it and the way you want to tell people how you made it. That's the way you want to put it out there. So that's your way of doing it. And I'm not knocking that. But every girl doesn't come up the same way. And the same thing I said, rest day was a worry, we've got to do something to attack. Listen, I'm about that life. I've been abused. I'm not going to make this video about me, but I'm not. I've been through it. Trust me. But every girl ain't got my story. Every girl ain't been through it. Every girl ain't have a bad ordeal or tragedies or have to throw down on the streets. Every girl's not living that life. Well, she doesn't need to be motivated, but she may not have the same struggles you have. Let me tell you something. When you walk through a family and stuff and your family accepts you and you're out in the street, that's two different worlds. The girl sitting in the house telling you, girl, I understand you feeling, she knowing her food is being cooked by her mother. She don't know your story. She don't know you understand your story. You've been out on the street, jumping from car to car, that you got to do dates when you don't even want to do them. She don't really understand your style. You're about that life because you're from that life. So I don't think it's fair when we try to push something on somebody else who's not about that life. You have to give different tools and different things to put out there as far as, helping the girls. Am I saying, oh, just walk around, just pray the Lord and just walk with the Bible? No, I'm not saying that at all. But I don't sit up there and say, and it's funny because with me, and this video is going to look, this is not what I'm talking about. You know what? It is what it is. But to me, I'm going to tell you like this. This is how I am. I could be the kind of person who can tell you about everything as far as my past and react off everything as far as my past. If my mother didn't care about me, my father didn't care about me, so why should I care about you? I should just do scandalous things and do scandalous stuff. Don't care, just don't care. I could go by my past and what I've been through and share it on to everybody else. I could do wicked things and stuff like that because I feel like wicked was done to me. I could be the kind of person that feels as though the world have taken my mother and father against me and they turned against me, so why should I care about you when my only parents that brought me here didn't care about me?
So I'm not going to sit up there and take my method. And this is talking about me. I'm not talking about the other girls who doing this extra stuff, because that's her story. And I'm not knocking her story. But when it comes to me and my story, and a lot of times girls were like, well, Raven, I need Phyllis, I need to do much more. Then do that. I'm not saying, if that's what you want, if you want to be the kind of girl that want to walk around, you want to have a gun, you want to do this extra stuff, that's you. That's nothing to do with Raven. That has nothing to do with me. But the one thing I don't think a lot of the girls are thinking about, you got young trans kids that are watching. You got young trans kids that are 10, 11, and 12, and 13 years old. And you tell them to arm themselves and stuff like that. So guess what they'll do? They'll listen to it. They go arm themselves. They go to school, somebody else, they go to their parents' closet, pick that gun up and blow their heads away. Now here it is, you're going to talk to a kid with the brain of a kid. And you want to talk to this kid as an adult. You want to tell this kid, well, why did you go to, and what did they say? I don't know, they was picking on me. Now you want to treat this child as an adult with an adult frame of mind, but they were only doing what they was told. If you can't think back, you need to think forward. You can give a kid a spanking, the next couple of minutes kid right back underneath you saying, what you doing? Kids don't have the same frame of mind. You as an adult, you have to understand the responsibility as far as the information that you're putting out there. There are kids that are watching. There are trans kids. There are younger people that are out here watching. And here's the best, you say, well, go out and get a gun and start shooting. They'll just do it. Now, when you sit there, you put so much on little kids. I'm very proactive when it comes to little kids, and I'm very personal when it comes to this, and it's just my opinion. And by no means I'm disrespecting anybody. This is your story. That's your story. But my thing is this, when it comes to me and my story, there are young kids that are watching. And the young kids that got parents that love them, that stand by their kid, get their kids little hormones, get a little injection, stuff like that. When they walk into the room, are you okay, boo? Are you okay, my son, my trans son, my trans daughter? And they walk into that room and they close the door and they don't come back out. Because now they're listening to everything that's being put out there as far as protect yourself. They don't want to do that. They say, well, I just might as well kill myself. So now their parents work for them. Well, my baby didn't wake up yet. Baby, you okay? You okay? Baby done killed themselves. But you know what, I guarantee you this, you'll be like, well, you know, I feel sorry for, who wants to hear that? Who wants to hear, I feel sorry for you? You have my who wants to hear my condolences when my baby done went in that room and killed themselves because this is what you put out there? But I don't have to take responsibility, you need to raise your own child. But a lot of times people look at the things that look like them. And you are a trans woman, a trans man, they look like them, they're going to kind of listen to you. So you have to have some type of responsibility when you put that information out there. You have to understand who is all listening. As an adult, I can handle what you're saying. Because I know how to differentiate everything you're saying and just put it into use what I want to use it for, and what I don't, I just don't. But as a child, when you're talking to a kid that don't really understand what you're saying and don't really love the journey that you're living, they don't get it. They just follow through. Follow through. Now they don't follow through on what you said to do. Now what's happening now? Please don't tell me the kind of person that turn your eyes like the church people do when they would get murdered on the streets. Oh, well, the Lord, the Lord? Well, you sent them out there saying that it was such a sin, abomination, you send it to the frame of mind of people who are not listening. They don't hear nothing else. They see us as the work of the beast. Now, you put this information out, we're laying aside our corpse and stuff like that, you stand up there going, So now you're gonna move yourself from this now. So this body laying in front of you, you don't see it as something that you kind of put out there into the world. There's somebody who does not have the mental frame of mind that were listening to you and thought what you said was right. Same thing with the trans kid, thought you said was right. Like I said before, and I'm gonna say this again, and I'm finished with this. Every girl has a different story, and if you want to be the kind of girl who want to walk around and encourage people to get guns and shoot people up, that's you. I'm going to be the kind of person trying to tell them to protect themselves. But I'm not going to encourage them to stop living. I'm not going to encourage them to just lay down and just die. I'm not going to encourage them to just give up. I'm encouraging them to be prepared and be protected. But I want them armored before the arm comes. A lot of times prayer works a lot of different ways. If you're not a person that believes in prayer, then don't listen to it. This message is not for you. If you're angry with God, then this message is not for you. I can be angry with God. I don't know a person who has fallen short from God is not angry about the things they receive through life and they feel as though it's not fair. But anyway, that being said, and this was not supposed to be in this video, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm so tired of trying to be so political correct, and I'm trying to make sure I watch everything I say because I don't want to offend anybody, and I have to always look out. But like I said before, I understand your messages and stuff like that, and I'm going to say it again. You have to understand, we as an adult, you do have younger kids that are listening, and they are watching. They are watching you. They're watching you. Are we perfect? No. But it is a responsibility that we need to sit back and think about when we're doing these certain type of things. We're actually asking someone to take another life if it comes down to that and stuff like that. Because a lot of times your messages may not be received the way you meant it. That's why I stopped saying, you do the best we can. If nobody don't like it, that's why I stopped that. Because it was taken all the way to the wrong way, and that's not what I meant. So I had to stop it. But that's just my message. If you don't have to listen, then don't. It is what it is. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share this with you and stuff, and I'm sorry I went to the left, but it is what it is. Anyway, rest in peace, my sisters, and I want to let you know that I love you, and I want to thank you for watching Catch the Rain.